lo and behold, we have hit week number 9 of this season, and one of the stories that we've been following, as is the rest of the sports world, I love how we're going to make it proprietary to we're just the ones following the 2-time defending Super Bowl champion Kansas City Chiefs in their first ever three-peat attempt for them, and the first three-peat attempt that we've seen in the NFL since the Patriots went back-to-back, winning the first 2 Super Bowls of NFL Network's existence, and I'm in year 22 with them. And I turned the lights on there. Sort of similar to this studio. But anyway, not about me. It's about the Kansas City Chiefs, and this is 100% the top storyline of this season coming in, when a team has a chance to three-peat, and it sure looks like they had the horses to do it just out of the gate. And the gate started, as we know, in Arrowhead Stadium against the Baltimore Ravens on the first Thursday night, not telling any tales out of school, and here we were, finishing up week 9 in the same spot, and another rainy night, just like that opening night in Kansas City, where the weather delayed the start. But it did not delay the Chiefs from winning the game and making sure, even though they didn't look perfect, that when it came to situational football, down distance, getting the first downs, keeping the other team out of the end zone, sure, they did get some help by Isaiah Likely wearing white shoes and having too large a foot at the end, I understand, but they played well enough to have that be the difference for them. And here we were in the same spot on Monday night, and the Kansas City Chiefs pull it out again when you think that it's not going to work out very well for them. They do everything necessary to win the game, and they scored 4 touchdowns. 3 of them scored by guys who weren't on the team on that opening night against the Ravens. Kareem Hunt was ATC at the crib, sitting at home, because Isaiah Pacheco is going to be the starting running back, and they had Carson Steele from UCLA in his hair, and Samaje Perine. And down goes Isaiah Pacheco. Carson Steele doesn't appear to be ready for prime time. Let's get a guy who knows the offense very well around here since he played here once before. Let's get Kareem Hunt, and let's have him not do very much in the first 2.5 quarters of this game, but still have a 100-yard game and the game-winning touchdown in overtime. Let's have that. And then let's get 2 touchdowns from a guy who wasn't on the team 3 weeks ago, and a guy that everybody thought was going to sign with them because he was a free agent 2 summers ago, but decided to go to Tennessee anyway. Let's go and get a potential future Hall of Famer in DeAndre Hopkins. Let's go get him. Not just only get him. Let's get him for, let's see here. Why not? Let's get him for a conditional 5th-round pick in next year's draft. So do that. Let's bring him in here. Let's get him up to speed in Vegas. And then let's have him do DeAndre Hopkins type things, like catch touchdowns, plural, and the one we see on the screen right here, people. This one in particular is leaping out at me because it is quintessential D-Hop, showing he still has the hops, which is kind of ridiculous. Everybody wonders he doesn't anymore. Let's have Mahomes on a 3rd and 8 from the Tampa Bay 38. Avoid the rush, step up in the pocket, and as he's hit, let's have him throw it right down the middle into double coverage. Let's have it float a little bit, and let's have it go right in the hands of DeAndre Hopkins to put him inside the 5-yard line and cash it in with one of 2 touchdowns from DeAndre Hopkins. Let's have that. You know, it kind of feels unfair, but when you've got the goods, when you've got the quarterback and you've got the future first ballot Hall of Famer tight end in Travis Kelce, shouldn't be any surprise that when DeAndre Hopkins shows up, Kelce has his best games of the year back-to-back. I know he fumbled last night, but he had a career-high 14 receptions for 100 receiving yards. There's 959 career receptions, past Antonio Gates for 3rd most receptions by a tight end in NFL history, trailing only Jason Witten and fellow Chief Tony Gonzalez. DeAndre Hopkins is, him and Mahomes just appear to be perfect together. Kareem Hunt, 27 carries, 106 rush yards, 1 rush touchdown. And then you got a guy in Baker Mayfield doing everything he could. He was terrific last night. Ties the game with a stunning game-tying drive at the end with 30 seconds left. And Mayfield hits the Chiefs right in the mouth. He's so much fun to watch. He's got such moxie and gumption and guts. They decide to not go for 2 to win it, or at least go up and put Mahomes needing to score points with his final 3 timeouts and 30 seconds on the clock. Instead, force overtime, and Mahomes got the ball first, and we all know what Mahomes does in overtime. I guess it doesn't matter. If you get the ball second in the Super Bowl in overtime, you get the ball first in regular season. Overtime rules, doesn't matter. He's going to score a touchdown and beat you, and we'll discuss Todd Bowles' strategy later on in this program. But for the moment, the Chiefs are 8-0 for the first time since 2013. That's even before, I believe, Mahomes showed up on the campus of Texas Tech, being shown around by his college football chaperone, Baker Mayfield. He's never started 8-0. The Chiefs have now won 14 straight, dating back to last season, including playoffs. That's the longest streak in Chiefs franchise history. They're getting stronger. They're getting better. They're the only member of the 8-win club at present. They are 2 games up in the loss on the Bills. And it's all good as Mahomes and D-Hop needed just 2 games to click. And he had this to say about the relationship after.
Yeah, I mean, he's so good at winning one-on-one. And so to be able to have him down in the red zone, third down situations, he does a good job of filling out and finding those windows. He's kind of like Travis does. I think as he figures out the whole entire offense, he'll get even better, because there's sometimes he's going places I'm like, man, there's a time and a place for that, but that's what makes him great. And then you give him a chance down the field and he makes a play. It goes from a play where it might have been a bad decision to a big-time catch.
Play where he had 3 defenders around him. Did he run the route?
He ran the route similar to Travis, and as I scrambled up in the pocket, he kind of took off down the field, and I wanted to throw the ball a little bit harder. Obviously, getting hit, it kind of floated a little bit for me. But to have a guy like that can go up and make that catch in a crowd of defenders is a special type of player.
Oh, so that play was them just playing street ball, like him and Kelsey. Oh, so he's got another Hall of Fame receiver out there who will just make it up and Mahomes will find him. Oh, okay. Got it. Whew. And then, as I mentioned, it's of the 4 touchdowns, 3 were scored by guys who weren't on the team on opening night. The 4th was scored by Samaje Perine, but many of us didn't notice that because Mahomes was down on the ground holding his lower left foot. You and I thought for a second, Suze, last night, the dreaded Achilles for a split second. You know?
Yeah, we really thought it. We watched the replay a couple times and we were trying to figure out what exactly happened. But then in only, as you can say, Mahomesian fashion, he's back. I
mean, we were looking at the replay for that dreaded calf twitch, Durant style, you know, what we saw from Rodgers. Didn't see it. Did see the ankle turn a little bit, you know, and then ESPN showed where he got hurt being tackled in Vegas last week. But this moment right here, you need help getting off. We're like, what the hell's going on? And really nervous about it. And then he starts walking off. Like he needed only help, to like halfway to the sideline, right? And then he starts walking by himself. Then he starts running by himself. And then he gets back out there. Just like last year, 2 Super Bowl wins ago when he had the dreaded high ankle sprain and we were pulling off maybe what helped put RES Consulting on the map, how we were able to figure out the ankle injury when he was going up and down from the podium and stuff like that. You know, we were all over that. This was Mahomes after the game explaining what happened with his ankles.
I was obviously running for the goal line, was kind of committed to running the football, and at the last second saw Samaje, and so kind of awkwardly rolled the ankle a little bit. Definitely scary. I think it hurt more just because it's the same ankle I rolled last week. So it scared me a little bit. But once I kind of took my breath and kind of calmed down a little bit, ended up being not too bad. We were able to go in there, kind of get the respat, and go back on the football field.
Any similarities between this injury and the one in the playoffs a couple years ago?
No. I think just because the one in the playoffs a couple years ago was a little bit how I got tackled. It got stuck, and it hurt a lot more. I could move. I can still have mobility in my ankle, and I still did after this game. And so obviously you'll sleep, probably get a little swelling tomorrow, but a short week. But you go in there and take care of it and be prepared to play next week.
Yeah. So as we're worried about him, he's down on the ground, and he felt it as he made Mahomes' magic throw to Samaje Perine. I know everybody out there is sick and tired of members of the media, national media, whatever, going crazy every time Mahomes does something, but it kind of merits it. Paging Dr. Reed. What was he thinking? He was kind of feeling like us, Suze, last night.
Yeah, well, when he was being carried off, I wasn't too easy with it. I wasn't sure exactly where he was going to be with it, but he might have the loosest ankles in America. I mean, it's ridiculous how he can come back from those things.
Maybe that's the problem with my running style. I don't have loose ankles.
No, you don't have loose ankles.
Yeah.
No.
Never noticed that in me.
I was thinking when I met you, like, what a smart guy, super nice.
Sure, thanks.
Loose ankles, not so much.
Not so much. That was low on the list?
Yeah, low on the list.
On the checklist?
Yeah. Also, don't forget how the field was, the considerations of how wet the field was, and how hard it was to actually plant your feet to throw. I mean, as a former sideline reporter, when you have to give that report about what kind of spikes the guys are using.
Right.
Hey, Mike, the guys have gone to the 3rd-inch spike.
Right.
Back to you. But honestly, like when he went to throw and plant that foot, we watched his knee, we looked at his ankles. We couldn't figure out what it was, but he was definitely sliding.
And they are now sliding safely into Week 10, 8-0. And next up for them is Denver.
Oh, boy.
And then at Buffalo. There you go. That's the one right there. That's the one. Because Buffalo's next game is at Indianapolis. They take care of that business. Then you got 9-0 Kansas City going into 8-2 Buffalo. Look out. I believe Nance and Romo are probably setting up residency in Western New York for that one right now. Oh, boy. Fun stuff for everybody, but anybody who's taking on the Chiefs. And keep taking the cheese that they're beatable. Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku Channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.